Tell me, have you ever felt weighed down by restless nights, overwhelmed by lingering worries, or caught up in a cycle of heavy energy? Many of us, in search of peace, reach for complex solutions, a new gadget, a supplement, or even countless self-help books. But what if I told you that relief, clarity, and even protection could come from something as humble as a clove of garlic placed under your pillow? Yes, garlic? Sounds unusual, right? This ancient practice, deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings, is simpler than you might imagine, yet holds the potential to work wonders in just 3 nights. By the end of this video, you'll understand why something as basic as garlic has such a profound spiritual impact, how this small act can serve as a shield against negativity, and why it could be the key to deep, rejuvenating sleep. Intrigued? Let's unravel the mysteries behind this centuries-old ritual. In Buddhism, even the smallest gestures can carry deep spiritual meaning. Garlic may seem like a kitchen staple, but in the realm of spiritual practice, it's revered as a symbol of protection, purification, and simplicity. Garlic's energy is said to have a cleansing vibration, one that aligns with the intentions of peace and security. When you place garlic under your pillow with a clear intention, you're inviting a gentle force of protection into your most vulnerable space, your bed, where you let go and surrender each night. This belief in garlic's protective power isn't unique to Buddhism. Ancient cultures around the world have long understood garlic's ability to shield and cleanse. The Egyptians, for instance, placed garlic in the tombs of their pharaohs, believing it would protect them in the afterlife. Medieval Europe saw garlic as a powerful barrier against dark energies, with villagers hanging it on their doors to ward off evil. In Asian traditions, including Chinese medicine, garlic is used to balance the body's energy and promote healing. This global appreciation highlights garlic's universal role as a tool for spiritual and physical well-being, bridging cultures and belief systems. At the core of Buddhist wisdom is the idea that everything in the universe is interconnected, and this garlic ritual embodies that truth. When we practice something as simple as placing garlic under a pillow with a clear intention, we're tapping into that universal web. In Buddhism, intention is the key that turns a mundane action into a meaningful ritual. So, while garlic itself holds properties of protection and cleansing, the energy you bring into this practice amplifies its impact. It's not just about the garlic, it's about your intention to find peace, to protect your space, and to let go of what no longer serves you. Each night with garlic under your pillow becomes an opportunity to reset, to clear away the heaviness of the day and start fresh. This small act is a reminder that true spiritual strength doesn't come from grand gestures, but from the quiet, mindful moments we create for ourselves. Preparation is the heart of any meaningful ritual, and this garlic practice is no exception. Begin by choosing fresh, organic garlic, if possible. A clove that is free from blemishes or spots is best, as it is believed to carry a stronger life force. Before you even place the garlic under your pillow, take a moment to connect with your intention. What is it that you wish to invite into your life? Maybe you're looking for a peaceful night's sleep, or perhaps you're hoping to create a sense of protection and emotional safety. Hold the garlic in your hands and close your eyes. As you take a few deep, grounding breaths, imagine a gentle light surrounding the garlic. This light is infused with your intention, whether it's peace, clarity, or protection. Feel this light expand, creating a cocoon of tranquility around you. Setting this intention is what transforms a simple clove of garlic into a powerful tool for spiritual growth. By channeling your energy and thoughts into this ritual, you're actively participating in a process of self-care and transformation. Now that your intention is set, it's time to place the garlic under your pillow. To do this comfortably, wrap the clove in a small piece of natural fabric like cotton or linen. This helps to keep the scent subtle and ensures the garlic stays intact throughout the night. Once placed, let go of any lingering expectations. Trust that this ritual is working for you, even if you don't immediately feel its effects. For 3 nights, let the garlic lie beneath your pillow as you sleep. During these nights, many people report feeling a heightened sense of calm and even experiencing vivid dreams that seem meaningful or insightful. You might notice that you wake up feeling lighter, as though a weight has been lifted. This sensation is often attributed to garlic's protective qualities, which gently work to keep negative energies at bay. It's a subtle, yet powerful form of emotional detox, allowing you to feel refreshed and ready to take on the day with a clearer mind. As you continue this practice, you'll find that the benefits go beyond restful sleep. Garlic has long been associated with protection and cleansing, and placing it under your pillow allows it to work on multiple levels. By forming a gentle barrier around your sleep space, garlic helps to shield you from the invisible stresses and energies that accumulate during the day. It's not uncommon for practitioners to feel a sense of emotional release, as though the worries they went to bed with have dissipated by morning. This ritual isn't just about physical rest. It's about creating a space where your mind, body, and spirit can recharge. When we sleep surrounded by peace, we wake up with clarity, focus, and a renewed sense of purpose. Garlic's cleansing energy supports this process, helping you to let go of the mental clutter that can cloud your vision and impact your well-being. After 3 nights, it's important to bring this ritual to a respectful close. The garlic has served its purpose, and it's time to release any energy it may have absorbed. There are a couple of traditional ways to do this. You can choose to bury the garlic in the earth, symbolizing a return to nature and allowing the earth to purify any negative energies. Alternatively, you may burn the garlic, watching as the smoke rises and releases all that it has taken on. Take a moment to thank the garlic for its role in your practice. This small act of gratitude is a powerful way to close the cycle and honor the process. As you release the garlic, reflect on the sense of peace and clarity you've cultivated over the past 3 nights. Notice any shifts in your mindset, mood, or energy. This ritual, though simple, has created a profound space of reflection and healing. If you find that this garlic ritual resonates with you, consider making it part of a larger spiritual routine. Combining it with other practices like meditation, journaling, or lighting a candle can deepen its impact. Creating a small sacred space in your home, a corner with meaningful objects like crystals, incense, or candles, can amplify the ritual's effects, transforming your home into a sanctuary of peace. One powerful addition is to light a candle before bed. The flame represents spiritual clarity, illuminating the path to inner peace. Watching the flame flicker as you focus on your breath can help calm your mind and reinforce the intention of the ritual. Adding incense such as sage, rosemary, or palo santo purifies the air and creates an atmosphere that's conducive to restful sleep and spiritual protection. Synchronizing this ritual with lunar cycles can also enhance its effects. For instance, performing the garlic ritual during a full moon is ideal for releasing unwanted energies, while a new moon is perfect for setting fresh intentions. This alignment with nature's cycles can heighten your connection to the universe, making the ritual feel even more grounded and powerful. Remember, the true beauty of this garlic ritual lies in its simplicity. In a world that often equates complexity with effectiveness, Buddhist teachings remind us that the most powerful transformations often come from the simplest actions. By placing a clove of garlic under your pillow, you're not just performing a ritual, you're creating a moment of mindfulness, a pause where intention and energy come together in harmony. Each night becomes a reminder that we don't need extravagant gestures to find peace and clarity. Sometimes, all it takes is a quiet ritual, a single clove of garlic, and the willingness to let go. This practice is an invitation to reconnect with the natural flow of life, to embrace simplicity, and to trust in the small acts that nourish our spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this ritual of garlic under the pillow has inspired you, consider exploring other simple practices that bring spiritual clarity and peace into your life. There are countless tools and methods, both ancient and modern, that can complement your path to well-being. Before you go, here's a question to ponder. What other everyday items might hold hidden powers or significance that we often overlook? Curious to learn more? Click on our next video to continue exploring the surprising wisdom woven into the simplest parts of life.